Hey, Rodney. Hey, Rodney.
What's up, man?
Welcome
Yeah,
back
hi.
to the
Yeah.
Daily Chronicle, where today I want to talk about the idea of working all the time. But before we get into it,
This is the Daily Chronicle. My name is Rodney,
hey, I'm Keith.
and this is where we chronicle our days, our journey, and we're leaving some notes for our daughters and for ourselves along the way. So you want to talk about working all the time? What about
Yeah,
it? Like
you know,
feeling like
it's
you need to, or what?
yeah, so this is one of those things when you talk about connecting with other people, building community around this stuff, right? We riffed on this in our Rod and Keith riffing video series. Shameless plug, but this whole
We're gonna
concept
work
of
on your plugging.
this whole concept of guilt, right? Like if I want to achieve something, I need to work all the time. I don't, and I feel it. Like especially doing your own business, right? Like there's so much to do, and there is so much to be done always that there's this sense, especially out in the world, that you have to put in 24 hours a day to make it happen. How do you feel about that?
Do you think it's just related to running your own business?
No, I think it's working for other people. It's the pressure of succeeding and competing and trying to get ahead of the other guy and all that other stuff. I think it all plays a role.
Interesting timing. I just finished the Infinite Game, Simon Sinek's new book.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of it, man, he details some of it so well, where most of the jobs that we have, most companies, there's no winning.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can win an opportunity or a deal or the day or the quarter, but even the quarter is somewhat ambiguous because according to whose terms are you winning. So I think part of what happens in every corporation that I've worked for is that everybody's like, we're going to be the best and we're going to win and we're going to win. And what does that mean? Like hitting 100% of the target? Does it mean everybody being happy? It's unclear. So we all just got to work really hard.
Mm-hmm.
And then that becomes the norm. So like that was the norm before I even got to most of every company I was at. So to just get in and keep up or try to keep up, like, all right, well, base, like you got to work 50, 60 hours a week. And if you're not, then you're slipping. Even if you were more efficient or effective at your job and you didn't need to work as much as everybody else, it would be seen, it'd be taboo. Like, oh God, he's not working through lunch like everybody else, so he's not working hard. So I don't know, that's one of the big thoughts I have on it right now.
Yeah, it's interesting because it's something that I've struggled to evolve on. You talk about Simon Sinek's The Infinite Game, thinking in terms of this is a journey. Like even if you think like your goal, maybe your goal is whatever your goal is, whatever your priority is. If your goal is to be a Fortune 500 CEO, there are only 500 of those, right?
By definition.
Like there are only 500, and like Microsoft has 130,000 people, Google has a lot of people, all these tech companies, there were a lot of people, and then there were a lot of people vying for those jobs, right?
A lot.
And I think more of us burn out trying to compete for that. And hey, the way I've always looked, like if that's your thing, that's your thing. But I think most of us are chasing rabbits when we're trying to do that versus, I think where I've come in, especially in building, like you're running around trying to catch something that's really, really hard to catch. And I'm not saying it's not important to have that goal, but at the same time, you maybe aren't stopping to eat, drink water, catch your breath, right? Tire the rabbit out first before you get tired, right? I don't know where I'm going with this analogy, but it's weird. Well, it's weird, like as it pertains to operating our business, right? Like that mentality has been one of those things that's been hard to modify. And I think it's important to modify because we do have so many other priorities in life, and I don't want to burn myself out trying to achieve the goals that we have for what we're building just because we're trying to get there faster than we need to get there. You know what I mean? I mean, there's a lot of opportunity out there, and, you know, we're never going to have it all. And just because there's competition doesn't mean there's no opportunity.
Yeah. I think there's also a lot of, at least in most of the jobs I've had, I feel like I've been around a lot of type A's.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm I don't know, A minus, B plus, depending on the day,
Sure.
from a personality standpoint. And there's always something else on my list. Like, there's always something else to do. So, like, when I'm idle, when I'm sitting, unless I have taken a vacation or have gone out to the ocean or to the woods or whatever, it's like, okay, this is not working time. When I have idle time, unless my brain is just fried, I'm like, I need to be doing something. Like, this is not anything to do with any company I've ever worked for or any manager. Like, that's just in me, where I feel like I need to be doing something. And I don't know. Do you ever feel anything like that?
I think it's a different mentality versus feeling I need to be doing something because I want to keep going and keep moving, versus feeling I need to do something because someone tells me I need to do something.
Yeah, and it's probably partially ambition tied up in that. Like, I want to be progressing, but then at what point does progressing for progression's sake become a problem? And
I think that's the ultimate struggle, right? Is that balance. It's ensuring that, you know, I mean, we've talked about energy and all that stuff, but if you have 8 priorities in life, which is possible, focusing at least on them a little bit takes away from other things, right? It's, you know, focusing on family takes away from business time. Focusing on business takes away from family time. But making sure that balance is there and not, you know, burning myself to the ground so that a year from now we just like pack up our bags, I'm out. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I think it's different for everybody too, right?
There are moments in certain projects, in certain, like, starting up a company requires a large amount of energy in order to gain inertia. Versus an established company to continue moving. Like, the energy required is different. There are moments, and I think this somewhat comes down to what you were saying, like, not only priorities, but balance, in my opinion, doesn't mean all things equal all the time. It means things move, and they fluctuate over time. So there are times where it's like, I got to put a monster effort into this project, this, you know, whatever it is. And then in a month, I may not need that same energy there, and I can put it back towards family or put it back towards
whatever it may be that needs
watching woodpeckers.
Hey, you know, whatever it is, whatever your thing is. No, and it's
saw a woodpecker.
It's been a long time.
It's actually,
but anyway,
that's random. But
I don't know. Like, to me, this is such I guess a nebulous topic, because I think there are probably some people who say, yeah, no, it's absolutely this or it's absolutely that. And I don't think there's any absolute in this formula. And it was just on my mind. So especially today, but
thanks for taking us down that rabbit hole.
Yeah. So go chase rabbits and ask, you know, and as the comments go, you know, what's your philosophy on working a lot to achieve what you need to achieve? I don't even know what that question is, but I think that's right.
Whatever he said, I think we understand what he was trying to say.
But signing off, the Daily Chronicle once again. We out.